Hey, 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 how y'all doing this evening? This is AMPspirationTTV, and I am your host, the Plump Queen. Well, it is Wednesday, Woden's Day, the middle of the week, and I always appreciate you guys coming on in and giving me y'all time and y'all's energy. Peace, 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 everyone. Please hit that share button, share, because you know we have to make inspiration go viral. Well, today is, I wouldn't call it a touchy subject, but it's definitely a subject that plagues the world, period, but definitely, you know what I'm saying, us in our community. And we're talking about body image. Now, I kind of got dressed up today in my little country dress. You guys can't see all of it. I might post a picture later. But I call this my little country dress because I'm from New York. And when I saw this dress in the store, it definitely looked like, you know what I'm saying, I definitely look like I'm going to Sunday school this morning in this dress and whatnot with all this pink on. But I like it. I don't know why. I just liked it, so I got it, so I'm wearing it. And it goes along with the whole body image thing and the topic that we're talking about because, you know, society is always pushing a certain type of image. We're really big on image. Image is what sells everything. It's all about the way that you look and the way you present yourself in a certain way that's going to deem your success. And that's becoming a big problem. You know what I'm saying? Because, you know, these standards or, you know, these images, you know, that are considered standard, you know, doesn't go along with everybody in the world. You know what I'm saying? There are different peoples. There's all different types of races, shades, you know, and colors of folks. So to have a specific image, you know what I'm saying, can pose a problem because everyone doesn't look alike. Everybody's not built alike. You know, not everybody has, you know, the same assets and all. So I'm going to specifically talk about my, I guess, experiences with body image. And of course, we're always about solutions to the problems, you know what I'm saying, that we have when it comes to body image. Now, what brought me to, at least brought this topic to my mind, I was watching Netflix. And there is, I'm going to assume it's a documentary. It's called Marching Orders. And it was pretty much about marching bands, you know, like in college, you know, kind of like the movie Drumline and things of that nature. So I'm going to assume this is a real actual marching band. These are real kids, a real school. And I think the movie Drumline was based on this team. But anywho, they're pretty much talking about each stance. You know, you have the drum majors, you know, all the instrumental majors, and then you got the dancers, you have the flag people. You know, pretty much they're talking about each section and going into depth about what their job is and how they put these marching band shows together. And a specific part is when we got to when they was talking about the flag girls. Now, most of the flag girls, to my surprise, you know, were what we would consider BBW or big girls. And I was very surprised about that and a little happy because it's like, okay, I assume just like most people do, you know, when you're a part of, you know, groups like that or, you know, marching bands and dance teams, they always tend, you know what I'm saying, to lead to you having to have a small frame to be able to qualify, you know, to be in these, you know, these certain teams. So I found it very refreshing, you know, that they didn't have a body restraintment, I guess, you know, with the flag girls. But of course, you can only hope, you know, for a little bit. But there was an issue because they allowed these girls to audition to be a part of the team. They made the team, but they didn't have enough uniforms in larger sizes to accommodate all of the new girls, you know, who have bigger bodies. So and the way, you know, I kind of feel bad for the I guess the instructor because I really don't think that he wanted, you know, to say that to them or that to be the issue or the reason why they couldn't perform. But at the end of the day, they have a show that they have to do and they have things that have to go, you know, according to what they have. So they didn't have enough larger sized uniforms for the girls. So of course, immediately the girls feel defeated. You know, they felt some type of way. They didn't think, they're not thinking, oh, well, they just don't have enough, or they don't have a bigger size. In their minds, they're thinking that they're not good enough. I'm too big to be a flag girl. You know, I'm defeated. I tried so hard. I pushed so hard, you know what I'm saying, to make this team. And now you guys are telling me that I can't. And it's simply because of my weight. And, you know, that bothered me a little bit. You know, it's sad. And this goes on a regular basis. And I think we need to change our narrative on all spectrums, because I don't talk about one party. Everybody has a part to play in the change that we want to see. So I think if we do if everyone does certain things differently, this won't be a problem anymore. So for one, we absolutely need to change the body standards in certain ways. You know, not all, just because you're small does not make you healthy. Okay? I'm still considered, depending on who you ask, I'm still considered a big girl, but I am more healthier than half of my friends who are, you know, between the sizes of, you know, I say 150, you know, and under. I got a homegirl. She ain't but 100 pounds. She ain't about 100 pounds soaking wet. I can outrun her, jump her, gym her, dance her, anything her. I can outdo her in any of that with all of my weight. So being small does not mean being healthy, and that's what I'm going to touch on, because we have this that we automatically assume that, okay, if you're skinny, you know what I'm saying, that you're in better shape. No, that's not true. Absolutely not true. But we need to change. We need to change those standards. You know, and I'm going to say this, these standards are European standards. Most industries that have to do with image goes by a European standard. And that's not fair, because Europeans, you know what I'm saying, and Africans, as I will consider myself, we're built different. We're built completely different. So to say that how you guys are built, you know, and say it's standard size, it's not fair, especially when you live in a country, you know, we're supposed to be the melting pot, when you have every type of nationality, all types of mixtures and groups of people in there. So to have this one type of standard, you know, you're already setting up the world for failure. So everybody that doesn't look like this is automatically going to feel some type of way, because this is supposed to be the standard. You know, these are the guidelines of what your image is supposed to look like, and that's absolutely not fair. And this is why we have, you know, we got kids nowadays trying to kill themselves, you know, because they don't look like the people that they see on TV, the people that they idolize, and we have to change that. Now, growing up, I've always been a big girl. You can ask my mama. I came out her womb with a belly. It just always was what it was. Now, I never felt like I wasn't beautiful, but what I did feel like is, regardless of how beautiful I am, because I'm not a certain size, or because I don't wear my hair a certain way, men, you know what I'm saying, aren't going to find me attractive in the, you know what I'm saying, in a romantic sense. That's how I felt. It wasn't so much that I thought that, you know, oh, I was ugly or anything like that, but I wasn't pretty enough, you know, to override me being fat. That was definitely what my thoughts was. Now, as I got older, you live and you learn, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, and actually not even just I live and learn, men live and learn. You know, the older you get, the more you learn about life and things of that nature. So, you know, when you're young, you have this pre-recorded thought about what beauty is. Especially, I'm from New York, so I can't really, so things are a little bit different now. You know, people are being a little bit more diverse and or even coming out and being a little bit more open about the different things that they like. But growing up, you know, if you wasn't a skinny mini, yeah, you really wasn't considered the attractive one. You know, you had small bodies as, you know, what, you know, was the thing. And it still is in certain ways, but like I said, as we get older, you know, things are changing. So now I notice a lot of the guys that I grew up with, they find me attractive now. Now, granted, I still got a gut, I still got rolls and all that. Now, I'm not as big as I used to be, but, you know what I'm saying, I'm still not no skinny mini. Like I said, I still got a gut. I cannot wear a two-piece. I mean, I can do what I want, but yeah, it's gonna be some stuff, protruding if I decide to do that, But as they get older, you live and you learn. You start learning more about individuals, and I'm sure a lot of men learn that it's more to a woman than how she looks. You got to look for substance now. It's more, you got to look at what's inside of her instead of just looking on the outside. And, men tend to learn that as they get older. I definitely, get a lot more play these days than I did growing up. But that didn't stop me, from feeling some type of way. And there are women and there are children out there, and on both sides, not just for, men. There are, boys, who are overweight and, in that nature, and they feel like they can't get a girl, or a girl is not women are not attracted to him because he's a big dude. It goes on both spectrums. So we have to stop putting value on our image. You know what I'm saying? I understand that the first time you meet somebody, when you're going to, if you want to be with somebody, you have to be attracted to them. I'm not trying to take that from you. Yes, you have to be attracted to somebody if you're going to be with them, especially if you're talking about forever. But we kind of need to change our minds on what's attractive. Because attraction is a lot more than looks. Personality can be attractive. That's actually one of my traits. Those are one of my key, I guess, checkpoints. I have a great personality. So even if you don't think I'm the finest thing, in the room, my personality can engage you so much that you'll forget that. You'll see past whatever physical flaws that you think, that you may see, because I make you comfortable. And you like my energy. You like how you feel when I'm around you. So that'll make you think twice about how I look. If your intelligence is attractive. Like I'm attracted to intelligence. You can be the finest. You could be the finest man ever, but if you open your mouth and sound crazy, that'll completely turn me off. I don't care how fine you are. I don't care how nice your chest look. I don't care how chocolatey smooth your skin is and how long your dreads may be. But if you're an idiot, none of that means anything. And this is another thing that you learn as you get older, but we need to teach this to our kids. We need to start breeding them to look for these things, to be attracted to those things instead of just looks, because looks can be deceiving. Everything that glitters ain't gold. There's a lot of fake stuff going around here. As a matter of fact, a lot of the women that you're attracted to aren't the women that you're really attracted to. That ain't how they look. You know what I'm saying? I'm even hearing men starting to get into the, fake beards and, fake pecs and all of that jazz. And I guess it's only fair if girls can walk around with fake butts and fake asses and titties and all that. I guess is, what's good for the goose is good for the gander. But what you think you're really attracted to, you're not. Like, I hate to break it to y'all. I know Beyonce said that's what she wake up like, but she lying. She don't look like that. She don't look like that. You know what I'm saying? So we put so much emphasis on how we look when we're made up of so much more. And it's breaking us down emotionally and mentally. And that narrative super duper has to change. So, back to the show. So when the girls were crying and things of that nature, it made me feel like, well, what would be the best way to, I guess, tackle that? Like, I'll give you an example. When I went to LaGuardia High School, I wanted to be a vocal major so bad. So much so that in my freshman year, I took an extra elective, to be in gospel chorus so I could sing. And that wormed my way into being a vocal major in my sophomore year. So it didn't matter what nobody told me. That's what I wanted to do, so I made it happen. But then as I got older and started to, I guess, learn about my spirituality and, how certain industries work. And, some people may call me a conspiracy theorist and things of that nature. But I know there are things that go on behind the scenes, that they don't show us. And I also know that there's certain things that you have to do to be in certain industries. And I had enough confidence in myself, or at least enough, trying to think of the right word to say. I respected my spirituality and my morals more than I want to be, because I wanted to be an artist. I wanted to be in the music industry. I wanted to make music that was a mixture between Jill Scott and like Coldplay. That's kind of the genre type situation that I want to do, and I really wanted to sing, really wanted to sing. But then, like I said, as I got older and started learning things about the industry and how that works and the things that you have to do or potentially may have to do in order to be a star and all that stuff, and I started to realize that some of these things I'm not willing to do. Even when it comes down to image, like I don't do perms. I perm my hair once, and I let my homegirl perm my hair one time when I was 16 just to see what it looked like. And she did a good job, but I personally didn't like it because it wasn't me. I was always the big black girl with the afros or the afro puffs or something to do with my afro. That was me all through junior high and high school. So when I permed my hair, I looked weird. Really didn't like it, so I just let it grow out. And I had to cut it and do some other stuff to it. You know what I'm saying? But I wasn't willing to do that. At the time, I wasn't really thinking about losing weight. I was actually okay. Like I said, I made my weight work for me. Nah, I didn't have boys lusting after me, but I did have friends. I wasn't like Precious. Y'all, what's the movie? I'm not sure if it's called Precious, but y'all know what I'm talking about. That movie with Precious in it. I didn't have her life. Where she was ridiculously overweight and depressed, and she had to deal with all that type of sexual abuse from her mama and all of that jazz. See, my life wasn't like that, thank the Most High. I had friends. I was a big girl, but people still were cool with me and all of that. So it wasn't necessary to me to have to change my complete image so I can be a music artist. I wasn't willing to do that. So I changed, my dreams or, what I wanted to do with myself. Now, a lot of people don't think that way, though. Most people think, well, this is my dream and this is what I want to do, and if they can't do it, they feel like they're less than or they're not worthy. This is when they try, people start either trying to starve themselves and it's also on the other spectrum. You got girls who are skinny who still think they're fat. So they'll throw up and, make themselves throw up and do all types of crazy stuff because they feel like they have to look a certain way or they're not good enough. And we need to change that narrative. I can't tell you why I personally, chose that route and that thought process. I'm just glad that I did. And I think that we need to instill that, in our kids. To think like even with these industries and understanding what they're about, making it so that they don't think that, they're not good enough because they're not fitting in these molds. Like modeling has that big issue. You're supposed to look a certain way to be a model. And a lot of girls, who want to be models go extra hard, to fit in, these standards. You got to be a 0 and all this other jazz and whatnot. So I think as parents, we should change how our kids, think about now. If you want to be in this industry, I'll give you a conversation that I would tell my daughter if I had one. Okay, you want to be a model, baby, right? Cool. You do know this is, these are the things that you have to do. This is the size that they're going to try to make you. Now, you do know that that's not how you're built, right? So you're not built this way. So maybe let's think about something else that you can do. There may be another way that you can be a model, but you might not necessarily have to go through the regular routes of cast callings or things of that nature. start your own business and be the face of your brand. Like, if you, to technically, whenever my cousin takes pictures of me, I'm modeling. Now, I'm not an official model, you know what I'm saying? But I can put myself in the position to do that. There's a lot of models right now who started off as musical artists. You know, they built a business somewhere else. And because they became famous, they now have endorsements. They have now companies that want to use their image, you know what I'm saying, to, to promote their businesses. And it has nothing to do, you know what I'm saying, with your size. Like, let's say there's ever a company that has anything to do with amputees. I fit the bill. I'm not a professional model. You know, if I was to be one, I would be considered a plus size model. I mean, even if you're like if you're a size 10, you're still considered a plus size model. See, little stuff like that to mess with your mind and you know, and make you feel like you're not good enough, like you're stuck in the middle. I was watching another show that had to do with plus size modeling. And, you know, it was really a shame, you know, how, you know, these girls are like, they fit in the middle of the mold. And see, this is their livelihood. This is how they pay their bills and they take care of their families and things of that nature. So it puts so much pressure, you know, on them to fit these molds because this is what they chose to do. So I think we need to start having being realistic about what it is that we want to do, why, and if we're even willing or, you know what I'm saying, should do that. You know what I'm saying? Everybody has their own lane, and I think we need to educate ourselves on that and make it about, you know what I'm saying, the job instead of you, yourself, and your worth. Because we put our worth and our value, you know what I'm saying, on achieving certain goals or being in certain industries. And that shouldn't be it. You know what I'm saying? You should make the industry should not make you. Whether it be music, modeling, whatever it is, you're bringing, you know what I'm saying, whatever you got to bring to the table is supposed to make a mark on this industry, not the other way around. So I think if we told our kids, I feel like if the parents of those girls in the marching band, you know what I'm saying, would explain that to them, or, you know what I'm saying, encourage them in that way, I think that would make them feel better, you know what I'm saying, and, you know, just make them see, because, like, listen, I understood, you know what I'm saying, what the marching band person, you know, dude was talking about. Because when they have these shows, you're talking about high energy. It's pretty much exercise. You know what I'm saying? Out there doing all that, flipping the flag and all of that dancing they be doing. And they got to do that for like an hour straight or 40 minutes straight. So you got to have your stamina got to be on point to do that. Your energy has to be high throughout the whole show. See, this is one of them, you know, the marching bands that, you know, they win all the time, so they're the best, so you got to be the best. So they got 12-hour day practices and things of that nature. And you got to be in shape to keep up. You want to be a part of the best team. So you got to be on point. So it's not even about the image. It's actually about health. And this is the issue that we need to address. We need to stop worrying about how we look and think about health. Because the bottom line is, if you are a certain weight, it's not healthy. I'm living proof of that. You know what I'm saying? Majority of folks that are heavy set, BBW, or whatever you want to call it, it has everything to do with the way you eat. If you stop eating McDonald's and, you know, all that good southern food that you be eating and all that, you're going to lose weight. You don't even have to exercise. If you stop eating certain things, the weight is going to come off. That's just a fact. It's the way it is. So a lot of times when we say, and I have the right to say this, like I said, I've been big my whole life. And I've never had an issue with it. But my health is the reason why I had, you know what I'm saying, to lose weight. After losing my arm, that picture that I used to promote this show, you know, that was definitely 3 or 4 years after I lost my arm. So as you can see, I had no issue being fat. No problems. Cause like I said, I had already accepted, that dudes didn't like me like that. It was cool. I still had friends. So I was Gucci. And I'm saying I still had, like in junior high school, I ran on the track team. So even I've always been, real light on my feet, even though I've been a big girl. So it really didn't bother me until after I lost my arm. And about 3 years in, it started affecting my legs. Anybody that lives in Georgia knows where I live. You know how far it is from my mailbox. It's not a far walk. It's not. But it was hard for me at 20 something because I lost my arm when I was 22. So I had to have been about 24, 25 years old and couldn't even walk up a few hills to get to my mailbox. That was a problem. That's why I decided to lose weight. Not because I was worried about what I looked like, because to be quite honest, I was very much sexually active at that time. Yeah, I was getting mine. So it ain't had nothing to do, you know what I'm saying, with how I look. Because somebody liked me just like that. Loved every bit of it. All of that. Loved all of that. But at the end of the day, I needed to be healthy. At the time, like I said, I was like 25 years old. That's bananas, 25 years old, and you can't walk. Had I not done something, I would probably be walking with a cane right now, or having somebody to have to push me around to get where I need to go, had I stayed that size. So it was specifically about my health and being in the best healthy state that I can possibly be in so I can continue living this life. I got a second chance at life. I could have died at 23. I could have died at 22. I got a second chance. So there's no way that I'm going to not try to live the best life that I possibly can. And the best life you can live is a healthy one. We really need to get this whole how I look out of our minds. That doesn't matter, to be quite honest. How you look means nothing if you're dead. Nothing. I'm sorry. How you look in the casket is not what you need to be worried about. Not at all. You need to worry about how, how you're living on the inside, because that's going to exude on the outside. This is how you're even able to live out your dreams, to go to your job and do what you do, to have children, to actually enjoy your life and do all the things that you want to do. You can't do that if you're sick. And that's what being overweight does. Again, nothing to do with how you look. I was a part of a group a few years ago. It was BBW inspired. You know what I'm saying? I was definitely down, and I'm all about loving yourself. But don't get me wrong. Nobody's telling you if you are big at this very moment, you love yourself. By all means, you're supposed to love yourself through every part. Like I said, when I was 260 pounds, I loved myself very much. Yeah, I don't know if y'all seen the picture. My makeup was kind of messed up because I had been drinking. That was at the end of the night when I took that picture. But when I went out, I put on my jewelry and I go out one arm and all. Hey. You know what I'm saying? So it has nothing to do. I thought I was cute every time I went out. You know what I'm saying? But through my journey, I had to lose weight so I can feel better. So I'm going to love myself through this, but I need to change my life. You know what I'm saying? I can give you all types of your body is it's just like anything. It's just like a machine. It's like a car. You got to detail your car. You got to make sure the tuning is right. You got to make sure it got gas in it, and you got to make sure the right gas is in it and the right oils is in it, so it can run properly. That's how we need to start looking at our bodies. So you will now let me put the right things in my body so my body can work properly. Y'all don't even know how much money you would save if you did that. We complain about how eating right, you know what I'm saying, is so expensive, but so is medication. You gonna pay either way. So either pay now, them extra couple of dollars to get you some vegetables, you know what I'm saying, and some fruit. You know, if it's got to be or actual organic or, you know, something like that, then for you to have to pay the pharmaceutical company $200 a month for your prescriptions. I know folks right now that are spending that much money on pills because they got high blood pressure, you know what I'm saying, hypertension and diabetes and gout and all types of shit going on with them. So they got to take about 4-5 different medications and they all about $50 a pop because they ain't got the right insurance. But you tripping about a $10 salad. No, it should not be that much. I can dig it. Healthy food should not be that expensive, but that's not the case. It is expensive. So what you gonna do? A lot of us are choosing to just die slowly because that's what you're doing. I know that sounds harsh. I know that sounds, you know, super foul, and it sounds very judgmental, but it's the facts. It is what it is. I'm in the best health of my life right now because of the dietary changes that I've made. Y'all know when I exercise because I post it. I'm very transparent and you know, in a lot of the things that I do in my life. So whenever I'm exercising, I post it. So you know when I'm exercising and when I'm not. I have not been exercising, as y'all can see, but I am definitely gradually losing weight. Yes, Brandy, I'm going to get to that. I'm definitely going to get to growing our own food because that is something that we absolutely need to do. You know what I mean? I know that's easier said than done. I know that sounds super far-fetched, especially for people who live in big cities, you know, because I do live in the South, so I have a little bit access to things of that nature. But where there is will, there is a way. We have to do better. See, if we actually thought about our health and things of that nature, you will start to see your body's image change. Like, yeah, I come on here, I put on my little lipstick and things of that nature, you know what I'm saying, to spruce myself up because this is a show. But if you see me on a regular basis, I do not wear makeup. You know what I'm saying? As a matter of fact, this is still my face. Anybody that remembers me when I lived in the projects, I used to have these really dark spot, not really even spot, like there's this real dark ring around my nose. I've had it my whole childhood. Anybody that knows me from birth up until junior high school. Yep. From birth until junior high school, if you knew me or saw me in person, I had these real dark rings around my nose. My skin was, you know, very spotty. You know what I'm saying? Then I was your cliche, you know, when you go through puberty and your pimples and things on. Like, so I had very bad skin. And according to my mom, my biological father had very bad skin. So I technically inherited that. Well, as y'all can see in my face, I do not have dark rings around my nose. I do not have dark spots all over my face. And it's because of the way that I eat. It's because I changed my diet. Period. What you feed yourself inside is going to show on the outside. That's a fact. So if you're feeding your body the right things, it's going to show on the outside. Don't get me wrong, I still got ways to go. I still got this gut, you know what I'm saying, that I need to get rid of. And sometimes I'm not even sure if it's ever going to go away. Because one thing we have to do is be real. We need to start being logical, you know what I'm saying, about certain things. We get real emotional about everything instead of just thinking of the logic of stuff. And, you know, you can do a lot of changing if you have that mindset. Like with my gut. If you've seen me at my smallest was at 172 pounds. And I actually didn't like how I looked. But even at that size, I still had a gut. Because your stomach is just like a rubber band. You stretch it out enough, it's not going to snap back. That's just how your skin works. It's amazing the fact that, you know, when you get pregnant and, you know, you could go back and all that. But if you continue to stretch out your stomach without retracting it back, it's going to eventually whatever it's called, unelasticity, you know what I'm trying to say. And, and then you have my problem where I can lose super duper weight. My thighs can be all toned up. Everything around me could be toned up, but my gut. Now, I used to think that, once I get to the size that I want, I may have to cut it off so, my body can fit together. But I'm rethinking that now. It is what it is. You know what I'm saying? I want to be, my main goal is to be healthy at the end of the day. So if I'm healthy and my bottom gut just won't go away, then I think I'm just going to have my rubber tire. Because I really don't want nobody nipping and tucking on me. This is what I'm saying. Like, it's never that serious. Like, my physical body is not who I am. So I don't need to be going through drastic stuff trying to look a certain way. You know what I'm saying? What y'all see is what y'all get. You know what I'm saying? Like, I got way too much to give to the world that has nothing to do with the way I looked, and put so much emphasis on that. We have to start seeing who we really are, the value in who we are, and it's not our looks. Even women and men out there that use their looks to get them somewhere, all of that is temporary. Your looks are going to fade. You're going to get old one day. Everything is going to get wrinkled one day. Okay? Ladies, titties sag. It's what they do. Stop letting these folks make you think that your breast is supposed to be all the way up here for the rest of your life, because that ain't true. It ain't true. It's not. So, you really need to stop worrying about stuff like, because I promise you, a lot of the times our body image we dealing with, with men. And listen, let me tell you something. The man for you is going to love everything about you. Trust me. Every nook and cranny, every flaw, every scar, every roll, they're going to love, because they love you. You are not, this is just, the vessel that who you are, your soul, who you truly are, is just embodied. That's it. And anybody that's worth being with you is supposed to love all of that. But you also got to love yourself enough to be your best self. It goes both ways. So when we're talking about body image, we need to be thinking more about body health, not the image. If you think about your health, if you focus on your health, that image you're looking for is going to show up for you. I can promise you that. But you need to focus on your health. So, I know, being beautiful, that's what BBW stand for, big, big and beautiful and all that stuff. Like, so I know some people feel like you're not supposed to be saying that. It's not healthy, and I understand why people, trying to make themselves seem like they're, yes, they are. You are beautiful at every level that you're in. But it's up to you, to be better. Because who wants to be who just wants to be a beautiful corpse? How does that work out for you? That's not what I want. I want to live on this earth as long as I possibly can. To continue to spread my beauty. Can't do that when I'm dead. So we need to focus on health. So anybody that's dealing, with health issues or, body images, don't worry about that. Do not worry about that. Worry about being the best and in the best health that you could possibly be in. That your beauty, like we always say, beauty's only skin deep. We have all of these phrases, and that we say, but we truly don't believe. You need to know that to be true. See, I know for a fact that majority of my beauty, now some other people may feel differently, but I feel like my beauty and what's most beautiful about me comes from the inside. How I relate to people, how I feel about people. I kind of lucked up that I'm attractive. Thanks, Mom. You know what I'm saying? Because I can promise you, there are people that even through my eyes, you know what I'm saying, through my lower self eyes, that I don't find attractive. But they whole married, got mad kids, super duper happy, good jobs, doing their thing, living their best life. And you ask me, you rate us, I'm a 10 compared to what they are. But that doesn't mean anything. You know what I'm saying? And this is where we have this is why you have folks that you think that you're better than, you know, got better things going on. Because it ain't all about this. It ain't all about this. This is not going to sustain you. You know what I mean? When you need somebody to be there for you emotionally, this is not going to do nothing for you. Ain't that what Stupid said? What that man say? Tyrese. I'm so disappointed in that man. Let me not even get to that. That's a whole nother rant. Anyway, but he was saying something like that about his last woman. About how, you know, are you even wife material? Talking about how, you know, he was going through something and he couldn't depend on her for nothing. She couldn't be there for him emotionally and all that. But mind you, he picked her because of the way she looked. He talk about, oh, your breast is this and your booty is this and you got this short skirt and this hair and all this other jazz, but you can't even, you know what I'm saying, be there for me or get me through a situation and yada 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 and bada bada boo. Yeah, you said that, but you picked her because of the way she looked. So that's what you get. Since when is being a spouse, you know what I'm saying, the only qualification to be a spouse is the way that you look? Why would you just pick somebody to be your spouse strictly off of the way that they look? How, Sway? Why, Sway? And then get mad because she can't be all the other stuff that you want to be. This is something that I find hilarious, you know what I'm saying, as I've gotten older. I see dudes always complaining, you know what I'm saying, and even women. You complain about the men and the women that you choose, but you chose them because of the way they look. But then now you're looking for substance out of them. It does not work that way. You get the energy you put out is the energy you get back. So you signed up for this chick to look good on your arm, so that's what she doing. You ain't signed up for a wife. Same with ladies. You get with dudes not so much for their image, but for their money. You signed up for that bag. You didn't sign up for a faithful, loving husband. It's not what you signed up for. So you have to start being responsible for, like I said the other night, being responsible for your actions and the choices that you make. Stop choosing people because of the way they look. That is not substance. That's not going to, you know, suffice you through forever. We gotta really, I know society pushes this, it's all about how you look, but we need to change that narrative. Because it is proven that you are more than what you look like. And that only means something in certain industries. Most of the one percenters, you don't even know what they look like. They don't post pictures. You know what I'm saying? They don't care about the way they look or the way they present themselves in that life because they're wealthy. You know what I'm saying? They got better things to worry about. You know what I'm saying? They have the money to be healthy and to do all of that stuff, so it's not that serious. They get to focus on what their true talents are. That's what always gets me hurt in business deals. Y'all see y'all talking in here. Now, don't get me wrong. Like I said, if you're in an industry where is what's called for, then you need to understand that. This is why I'm talking about being logical, you know what I'm saying, about, you know, what you're doing and what you want to do. But putting that on your value is where the problem is. If you know that you're in the industry, like this, I could very well sit here and I don't have to put on lipstick and get spruced up. I can put on a t-shirt, not wear no makeup, not do any of that, and sit here and still talk to you guys. You know what I'm saying? And say what I gotta say. You know what I'm saying? The way I'm looking is not, you know what I'm saying, changing my words. You know what I'm saying? But, you know what I'm saying, this is a production of some sort. You know what I'm saying? It is a show. So I, you know what I'm saying, would prefer to dress up a little bit. I don't OD, like I said, I'm not about to go and get a full face of makeup and macked out and get a weave and all of that jazz to come and sit here and talk to y'all. You know what I'm saying? But, you know what I'm saying, as a female, and, you know, this is a show. So I'm going to do a little thing, but let's say there is a day, you know, where I'm not feeling it. You know, I may not, you know, be feeling well, or whatever the reasons, I'm rushing or something like that. So I had to make sure I got here on time, so I couldn't do all the extra stuff. I'm going to come here as plain. My name ain't Jane. My name is Tamaray, Plump Queen. So that's what I'm going to do. Because this is, you know what I'm saying, this is not what makes the show. You know what I'm saying? I'm sure it helps, you know, visually. We are visual creatures. So I'm sure it's cool, you know, to see my beautiful face and all of that good stuff. But that's not what this is about. You know, y'all here for a message. So I always say, you know, worry about the message and not the messenger. Yeah. Because this is about knowledge and, you know, perspective. Not about a look. But this is what we're used to. So we have to change the narrative. Why judge a book by its cover when you didn't look at the content? Exactly. But this is what we do as people. And this is what we're taught. You know, we get dressed, and, you know what I'm saying, you meet everyone's representative. You're supposed to bring your representative to every situation. You know, first impressions, you know what I'm saying, are the lasting ones. So you've got to make sure you look right and certain, and that goes with a lot of things. Like like in business, like something that I don't like how your hair is done. Like, we put so much emphasis, you know, on that. Like, if you wear dreads or things of that nature, that's not considered professional. You know, I know if y'all ever heard Steve Harvey talk about this, you know, he's definitely taught his children, especially his sons, you know, that wearing braids, wearing dreads, or anything, to be quite anything of a natural, you know, African, you know, type of culture, it's not considered professional. So if you want to get a certain job or get in a certain position, you got to cut your hair. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, this is not just like, not just with the ladies. You know, fellas got to deal with that too. And this is where these decisions are made. You know, is this career, you know what I'm saying, mean that much to you? You know what I'm saying, that you're willing to change your image completely and be somebody that you really don't want to be just to get this job? You have a right to do what you want to do. If you're willing to do that, then that's cool. Do that. Cut your hair. Do whatever it is that you need to do to follow your dreams. But just know, you know what I'm saying, you know, what that entails. And don't put your value, you know what I'm saying, on it. And I personally feel like, you know, you should not have to change what you look like, you know what I'm saying, in certain aspects, you know what I'm saying, for a job. Especially when it's not about being appropriate or inappropriate. Because, yeah, you should not come to the workplace, you know, with your ass and titties out. No, you should not. You know what I'm saying? You should, in a professional, you know, setting, look professional. But then when you start nitpicking about, you know, hair, and, you know, because your hair should definitely be done. You should definitely look kept up, you know, when you're out and you're presenting yourself. But there are different ways of doing that. And it shouldn't be, like I said from at the beginning, the European standard, you know what I'm saying, of what's professional, meaning your hair has to be cut or it can't be in locks and things of that nature. Brandy, you made a very good point. I'm about to touch on that too, but I'm a little parched. Exactly. Perfect example. K. Michelle. I've been watching, and as a matter of fact, I'm glad you brought that up, because there was another, I do watch Love and Hip Hop, but yeah, K. Michelle, if y'all should know who she is. She's a singer, an R&B singer, and right now she's going through the process of taking out implants that she put in her butt to make it bigger. And she's talking about how painful it is, and she just want her health back because she wasn't able to perform. It was weighing on her on her legs. She could barely walk, couldn't stand up. Again, like I was talking about stamina, like she's a performer. When you gotta go on tour, you got to do performances, 3 days, 3 nights in a row, and they're 2 hours long, and you going on stage and you got to dance and go. That's a lot. And her butt was dragging her down. So now she's going through the process of taking that out. But when she got that stuff done, she thought in her mind that that's what she needed to do to boost her career. And to be quite honest, it helped her boost her career. See, this is another thing. We go so hard about ourselves, but these industries is what set this stuff up. You know what I'm saying? I'm sure if it was just based on her voice, if we based talent, when you talk about the music industry and things of that nature, if you're just basing it on the talent instead of the way they look, you wouldn't have situations like that. Because K. Michelle could sing. She has a very good voice. She shouldn't have to go through all, of that to get a record deal or to, get her music recognized. But this is what the industry is like. That's part of the reason why I decided that that's not the route that I wanted to go. If I ever do make music, it'll be because I'm already wealthy some other kind of way, and I could just build me a studio and put my artistry in the booth my way, and I don't have to worry about that being the way to feed myself or my family, because that's where these compromises come from. Because like I said, we grow up wanting to be something. And how you gonna tell, a child that's been dreaming about being an artist or dreaming about being this thing, and they finally get the opportunity, and then you tell them, well, if you don't do this, that, and this, then it's gonna be taken from you. You know what I'm saying? Not everybody is as strong-minded, to just say no. We always say, oh, you're a sellout and things of that nature, but let's keep it real. Again, how you gonna tell somebody that has been dreaming about something forever and the opportunity presents itself and they just supposed to give it away? That's a very hard thing to do, and not everybody is built to do that. So this is where you have situations like this, and it forces you, to feel like you need to do certain things so you can make it, because this is your livelihood. This is what you want to do with your life. This is how you're going to feed your family. And especially the ones who are already in it, who gets used to, that lifestyle. So now you don't want to go backwards. That be the dilemma. And, we ridicule them, some of us, people, especially in the conscious community, we ridicule people for doing that, but it is what it is. Not everybody, that's a lesson that I had to learn. Not everybody's going to think like you. Not everybody's going to do the things the way you do them, no matter how logical and common sense it may seem. That's just not how it goes. So trying to, trying to think of that or wanting that to happen, you're wasting your time and your energy. People are going to be who they are, and you can't knock them for it. I'm glad that I didn't think that way. I'm glad that it's okay to not be in the music industry, because to be quite honest, as we can see, that wasn't my calling. This is what I'm supposed to be doing. And the only way I can do this is if I was authentically me. And that's what I am. So there is no compromise. I'm putting myself in a position not to compromise my morals and the things that I stand for. And this is what we need to teach our kids. So instead of them being discouraged, about not maybe being a part of something that they was dreaming about, but giving them a different purpose. Because I'm sure there's more that your child, can do outside of the one thing that they want to do. They probably have several different talents, but they're focused on that one thing. So we need to nourish all of the talents of our children, so it, just in case if one don't, doesn't pan out for whatever reason, they got something else to fall back on. Kids are very impressionable. So we all, they always need that push. And like I said, I was blessed in a lot of ways to be able to do that for myself. My mom always, pushed me to do or made me feel like I was good enough to do anything, that I was the best. She set me to certain high standards as well. Like I remember growing up, kids used to try to act up, and when I got in my feelings, or I, considered myself one to act up, I thought that I can do it too, and she wasn't having it. She didn't care. Her famous line was, "I don't care what other kids do. You're my child. You know what I'm saying? I care about what you do." You know what I'm saying? If you're not gonna do what all the other children do, and if you do, you gonna get it. So she instilled that in me to, you know what I'm saying, to do what you know what I'm saying. I can't follow the crowd on that. That's not gonna work. So you got to do the same thing with your kids in that light. So I personally feel like a lot of that is why I made some of the decisions that I made, even, without her specifically, guiding me, because of those things that she instilled. So we got to get that to, we got to get that to our kids. We got to let them know, that there's more to, honestly, the few little industries that we're, that we're exposed to. Because that's another thing. If you think about our children and our community, there's only a handful of industries that, the majority of our children want to be in. And that's sports and fashion and modeling. Everything that has to do with entertainment. Because this is what they see on TV all the time. These are the only places that they see people that look like them thriving. So this is part of the reason why most of them want to be these things. That's not necessarily really what they want to do, but they see everybody that looks like them making it through that way. They're getting fame that way. They're getting money that way. So then that's what I need to do too. Because I guarantee you, if we saw a whole bunch of black folks being doctors and being lawyers, and being accountants or, financial advisors, if this is what we saw on a regular basis, that's what our kids would want to be. Because that's what they see. So again, as parents and as adults, we have to start molding our children to think about different, about different things. And this will wrap right back into the topic of body image. Then that won't even be an issue. They won't be focusing on what their bodies look like when it comes down to their worth and, what they want to do. It'll be strictly, you can strictly keep health, keep body image about health. Listen, baby, I want you to be healthy. And we also got to take, we have to set, what's the word I'm looking for? Come on, come to me. We have to set the example. Again, I keep telling y'all, you can't tell your kids what to do. You got to show them. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got to do better for yourself if you want better for your kids, because you're their representative. So that includes with their body image. How do you feel about yourself and your body? Are you taking care of your body? They're going to follow you. You know what I'm saying? That's why little girls want to grow up. They want to, they want to wear makeup because they see mommy wearing it. You know what I mean? If you walking around with a waist trainer all the time, don't think that your little daughter is not gonna want to get one of them when she grows up. And that's another thing I'm gonna have to tell y'all about the waist trainers. That is not the key to losing weight. As a matter of fact, y'all are hurting yourselves doing that. Continuously having your inside organs squished, you know what I'm saying, on a daily basis. That's not good. The only time your organs are supposed to move around is when you have a baby. And they don't squish together. They kind of move around. And you know what I'm saying, to give the baby, the room to come out this way. But it's not squishing, you know what I'm saying, your insides in. That's not how to do it. Just stop eating McDonald's, man. It's really that simple. Just change your diet. I know meat tastes good. It's delicious. I know. But it's killing you, and it's messing up your body image. Something that you're just so worried about. So if you truly cared about the way that you looked, you know what I'm saying, then you would check the things that you eat. You would exercise. That's truly caring about the way that you look. It's the easiest and the safest way. But we're a microwave society. You want everything right now. Right this second. That ain't how it works. Because you didn't get like that in 1 second. It took you your whole life to get like that. Like I said, I've been fat my whole life. That's 30 years of eating the wrong, you know what I'm saying, eating the wrong things and not exercising, doing the wrong things. So you need to do the same thing, doing the right thing. Yep, no processed food, all of that stuff. That's what's messing up your body image. And y'all, and we as individuals, we have to honestly make that decision. What is more important to you? Eating, or the way your food tastes, or living? You're supposed to eat to live. This is something that we don't do. We've been taught in this society that food is a luxury. That it's supposed to taste, you know what I'm saying? You're supposed to buy food or consume food specifically for enjoyment. That's what we're taught. And that's not it. Food is the gas of our bodies. When you go to the gas station for your car, you don't just put in the type of gas that you want simply because it's the best or it's cheap or it's the cheapest. You got to get the gas that goes with your car, because if you don't, it's going to fuck up the insides. Am I right, drivers? Because y'all know I don't drive. But, correct me if I'm wrong. If your car can't use diesel fuel and you put diesel fuel in your car, that's going to be a wrap for your engine. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about that. So you should honestly look at your body and yourself as the same. We don't, because of this slow, I'm just going to say the slow death that we're going through. See, because we're not dying instantly. This is why there's no sense of urgency. See, a lot of the things that you put, the chemicals and things that they put inside of the foods, they put very little dosages of it. So like I said, you're just dying slowly. You're just getting sicker and sicker, and at a very slow pace until you eventually die. Well, because we're not instantly dropping dead, you think it's okay. But if you looked at the stuff that they actually in there is poison. They're putting actual poisons in the food that we eat. But because it's just so minute, they put such a little bit in it, you're eating it, you're good. As long as your stomach is right, you ain't getting no digestion. And like I said, you're not dropping dead. You think it's okay. Well, I can do this. I have to have, I saw somebody who I was telling them how I don't eat meat anymore on the bus. And I promise you, this dude definitely looked like he's two insulin strips away from being in the grave. But he just said, I got to have my meat. I just got to have my meat. Okay. Well, this is why, you know what I'm saying, you look the way you do. This is why you have a hard time getting on this bus every day that I see you. This is why you can't breathe, because you out here in this hot ass sun walking around and you're not, and your body is not equipped to do it. It's just the bottom line. Like, y'all, one of these days, I'm going to go live and show y'all all the walking that I got to do just to get to the grocery store. I'm going to show y'all. And there's no way that if I hadn't lost weight and changed my diet, would I be able to do this, especially in the time frame that I do it. So this is why I say everything happens for a reason. This is why I don't regret anything. I promise you, had I not lost my arm, I don't think that I would have been in this position. I probably would have still been eating the way I used to. I would not have had that sense of urgency to change, you know what I'm saying, to change, my life, because I was comfortable. This made me this put me in the position where I had no choice You know what I'm saying? But to make sure that I'm healthy. Right now, I live alone and I don't have a car, and I live in a place where you need a car. So I have no choice. I have to walk certain places. So there is no me not walking. No, that doesn't work. And I have a thing with patience. I have great patience in certain things, but in certain things I don't. Like, for instance, riding on the bus. It does not make sense to me to ride that whole hour. Walmart is 5 minutes up the road from my house. Don't make no sense to me to run that whole hour ride just to get to the store to get a couple of things, and then gotta wait a whole another hour for it to come back around. That makes absolutely no sense to me, and it's a waste of time. So that's why I get off not too far and I walk. See, by the time I walk, get everything that I need from the grocery store, that bus done came around. And I even got 10 minutes to spare. Instead of just sitting on this hot bus, this hot, dirty bus, for a whole hour. Yeah, see, no, I don't got time for that. I don't got time. And people do it. Do it all the time. They be looking at me. I see them when I get on the bus. They see me, and they see me when they picking me up off the bus. Like, dang, yeah. Anybody got time for that? I needed my legs to do that. And the only way I was going to have my legs is if I lost this weight. So it's all about health. It is not about the way that you look. And we need to start instilling that in one another, especially our children. You know what I'm saying? Again, we need to change. I know the whole easier said than done, but I had said this on my interview on Voices Radio. We need to change these phrases, you know what I'm saying, that we use that have been embedded in our minds. So instead of saying it's easier said than done, you know what I'm saying, just get it done. Easy or not. It needs to be done. Your health is worth it. Your life is worth it. We're talking about life and death here. I know that seems extreme, but that's what it is. We are dying out here. And we can simply save ourselves by just changing the way that we eat and just simple things that we do on a daily basis. It's real simple. It's not that hard. It's all about your mind. It's all about what you care about. I'm sure y'all seen that show, 1,600 Pound Life. I done seen folks that big and they changed their life. I ain't never been nowhere near no 600 pounds. And if you ask me, Sway, how did you come back from that? Like, you know how hard it is to not gain all them 60, the 80 pounds that I lost. That's hard. It's real easy to just not care and go start eating cookies and eat at McDonald's. It's real easy to do that. And you talk about 600? That's a lot, but it's been done. I've seen it. So it's all about your mind and what you truly want to do. Do you care more about your life? And that'll all play into your image. You will have a better image if you have a healthier life. So you can get what it is that you really want, but you got to work for it. It's not going to be easy. Nothing worth having is. Now we apply that, to other situations like relationships and, and jobs and stuff like that, but we don't seem to want to put that, on things like our health. Working out is hard, but it's good for you. And just like anything, the more you do it, the easier it gets. Like, I don't exercise as much as I should, but I can definitely go out there and run 3 miles. It's gonna take me a little while. I can't just run it straight. I never did that. I didn't get there yet. But I can definitely get through I can go through my 3 miles. Matter of fact, I bumped it up to 4 miles in an hour. I don't do no less than that, even when I take a break. And I need to stop taking breaks, because that's a part of my problem. Because I hate that. Because then once, I be thinking I'm at this level, and then I fall off, and then I got to get right back up on it. It's annoying, that back and forth, that seesawing is. It's very much annoying. And to be quite honest, the older I get, I can't, you know what I'm saying? I can't be being willy-nilly with it. I ain't no spring chicken no more. Think I'm a summer eagle. Yeah, that's what I am. But I ain't a spring chicken no more. I ain't in my 20s. So, my body is not, I'm not old. You know what I'm saying? But my body doesn't do the snapback like it used to. I'm not as young as I used to be. I definitely went through some things that has brought trauma to my body. So, yeah. So I have to do things differently. This is why, you know what I'm saying, I deal with my trainer now. I've dealt with other trainers, but I deal with my trainer now, Nino Tone. This is why I use 9 Essentials turmeric powder. I use that for my for the arthritis that I developed because of my accident, and I do not have any arthritic symptoms. I have not had any since I've been using his turmeric. So there's different things that I'm doing so I can make sure that I can live my best life. I have no choice. Again, I'm here. I live by myself. I got to do certain things. I got to be able to be strong to open up stuff and, be able to clean my house and, go to the grocery store and carry my bags. I have to, my body has to be, or at least in some type of shape to be able to do this stuff. Like I'm telling you, I'm going to do that. I'm definitely going to go live and show y'all the whole process of what I gotta do, you know what I'm saying, to get from the grocery store and home. I'm gonna show y'all that. And it's going to show you how being, continuing to be big it was not going to rock. It was not going to, I wouldn't be able to do it. I would not be able to do it. So let's stop focusing on our image and start focusing on our health. We have to start being realistic about the things that we want to do. You know what I'm saying? Understand and respect certain industries. That's what they are. But never place your value, you know what I'm saying, on other people's standards. You either make your own lane, you know what I'm saying, or, I don't even want to tell you to confine to that. No, you know what I'm saying? Just make the choice. If being a model is what you want to be, you know what I'm saying, then do what it is that you're supposed to do to be a model. But by no means, again, place your value on whether you make it or not. That may not be for you. That may not be your calling. So don't ever think that you're, don't ever devalue yourself. You know what I'm saying? Because, that particular dream or that particular route didn't work. You know what I'm saying? Think about your health first. Your image will shine. You know what I'm saying? The right industry, wherever it is that you're supposed to be, will come, you know what I'm saying, will come to you. But you got to be healthy in order to get there, to even enjoy it. So we need to push more health instead of body image. Health instead of body image. We need to start eating to live, not to taste. The food, look at your food as gas. It starts in the mind. This is how you think about stuff, and what you think, so you shall be. So if you think, if you look at food from a health perspective on what is it that I need, what is good for my body, that will help you change. And once you see the changes, you know what I'm saying, in yourself, you're going to want to continue. This is why I want to be eventually be a vegan, because I already see the effects, the awesome effects that I'm having now with just cutting out red meat and chicken. Like, I didn't eat chicken or any type of red meat all the way up since December until I went on my trip to Punta Cana. And me telling myself, because I wanted to try some stuff from another country, I told myself that, the meat there is better. They don't put all the hormone. They don't go through all the processes that they do here in America. So I should be all right. Yeah, see, no, I got sick. Caught a whole cold. Not sick from the food. The food was good. It wasn't spoiled or nothing like that. It was simply the consumption of meat that now put those toxins in my body to, you know what I'm saying, and this is what y'all don't understand about your body. Your body is made to fight off any and everything that is not supposed to be there. So that meat was not supposed to be there, and that's why I caught a cold. You know what I'm saying? That was my body trying to fight that out, get that out, take this mucus. What are you doing? Why did you do that? So I picked that. I made a decision to go back on the lifestyle change that I made for myself that has definitely been working for me, and these were the consequences. So you can bet for sure that I'm not gonna do that no more. You know what I'm saying? My homegirl was trying to, get me to eat chicken the whole time I was in New York, and I told her hell to the no. When I ate at her house, I think she had made some white rice and some green vegetables. She does, like I said, she's a super duper meat eater, and she's Nigerian, so a lot of times they make like my favorite red stew and jollof rice. So they always have starches and meat. You know what I'm saying? They rarely have vegetables, but she was very nice and, made me some green beans. Now, she made white rice, so that's pretty much all I ate at her house. But she made some chicken with some cream of mushroom stuff and jack. It smelled mad good. Don't get me wrong. It smelled mad good, and she know how to cook. But I had to tell her no. And she tried real hard. You sure you don't want to taste no chicken? You sure you don't want to taste no chicken? No, I'm good. Thanks. Because I'm good. I'm not trying to get sick. You know what I'm saying? There's so many other things, you know what I'm saying, that, the changes that have gone, you know what I'm saying, in my life. I even be a little personal with my cycle. The first 2 days of my cycle has always been the worst. I know that's a lot of information, but I'm trying to make a point. But since I stopped eating meat, it is so much more tolerable. So much more tolerable. So I it's just making those changes. You know what I'm saying? You just don't understand how good it's going to be for your health and your well-being. And this is what you need to be thinking about, you know what I'm saying, when you're making those decisions for your diet and the things that you're feeding yourself, and especially the things that you're feeding your kids. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to make nobody feel insecure about their parenting or nothing like that, but you know that if you're feeding your kids McDonald's, that's a whole problem. Y'all, I understand it's cheaper and, you know what I'm saying, it's easier to get to. Sometimes we're in situations where, you got to feed your kids and it has to be in an affordable way. I can dig all of that. But if you're killing yourself by eating McDonald's, you cannot think that you're not killing your kids. And maybe if you thought that extreme, it would make you make different choices. Because you don't have to necessarily, buy your food from, Whole Foods or whatever. There's other things that you can do. Making different choices. The way that you cook your food. Cooking, period. Not eating outside. You know what I'm saying? Not eating any type of fast food. Cook on a regular, make make big meals, you know what I'm saying, where it can last a couple of days. It thinks that you'll be surprised how much money you save when you do like that. The same $5 that you spent on a McDonald's meal, you could have made a whole meal, with that. You can get you know what I'm saying, if you still eat meat, you can get you a whole chicken and cook that whole chicken. You know what I'm saying, and get you some rice. And get you some vegetables and cook a big meal and make that last, you know what I'm saying, more than one day. Again, it's not going to be easy. It is going to be a challenge. It is different, but this is the way. If you want to everybody talk about, I want to live my best life. I want to live my best life. I want to live my best life. Well, the best life you can live is a healthy one. You can pop bottles all day. You can have all the expensive clothes that you want, all of that, but that don't mean nothing, again, if you're dead. And you can't leave none of that stuff to your kids. So we got to start thinking more about our health instead of our image. Now, I didn't know I went so far past time, so I'm going to let y'all go on and go. But we talking about all of this health. This is why you need to be at the Lighthouse Atlanta Health Summit, you know what I'm saying, this Sunday. Because we're going to be talking about all of these things. Health on a full spectrum. Not even just your body. We're going to be talking about your emotions. We're going to be talking about your mental state. We're going to be talking about your finances. We're going to be talking about your spirit. every which way that you can possibly, be healthy. That's what we're going to be talking about, and the type of information we're going to be giving at this summit. So make sure that you get your tickets on Eventbrite. Okay, just type in Lighthouse Atlanta Health Summit. It will pop up. No questions asked, and get your tickets. You get your $45 ticket. You're going to have you a free sample of, not even a sample, it's going to be the whole song. My bad. Let me get it right. You're going to get a free track from Jamar Milton's new album 9. I believe the track is Manifest. So if you've been looking, if you're from the Lighthouse or you watch Jamar's videos, you've definitely heard the song. This is the song that he's been playing lately on his shows. And if you love it like I love it, you definitely want to get that track. So in order to get it free, you're gonna have to get you that lecture and concert ticket. Now that song drops on that day, so for whatever reason you can't show up and you still want to get that track, you make sure that you get that, on all of those media sites that, that sells and, promotes music. Okay, so 9/9 on Sunday. Make sure you're there. If you can't come to the show and you want to donate to our cause, because we absolutely want to make these health summits a staple, in Georgia, and hopefully, the rest of the states. We want to have a health summit at least once a year where, because there's all, knowledge and information is so infinite. There's so many different ways and so many different avenues that you can to live a healthy life. This is why I try to put out these different perspectives. It's just not one way. There are several different ways that you can do that. There's several different ingredients, several different, regimens that you can be on to live a healthy life. You just have to be exposed to it. So we want to expose everyone and get this information out there so we can start living better, so we can start living longer, and so we can start teaching our children, to have healthier lives. So Lighthouse Atlanta Health Summit is at 2061 Joseph E. Boone Boulevard, Northwest Atlanta. That's going to be this Sunday. It's going to be from 3 to 7. And I truly hope that you guys are going to be there to get this full spectrum of health. All right, make sure you hit the share button. If anybody that you know that can use this information, or this can uplift, make sure you share it. Share, because we absolutely need to make AMPspiration go viral. So I love y'all. Y'all know y'all need to hit AMPspiration Rehash so we can recap on this tomorrow at noon. And because I'm definitely actually have some other stuff that I got in my mind that I didn't even know that I wasn't talking about. But I'm definitely going to hit y'all up with that tomorrow on the rehash. So again, love y'all. Enjoy the rest of y'all Woden's Day. If y'all Lighthouse members, I hope y'all have fun playing Get This Work Wednesdays. Hope y'all been, writing down your notes and getting, truly getting that work and applying it. Because this is how you get tested, on that work. You can't just, you got to absorb the information, but you need to apply it. That's how you know that you're really learning it. So shout out to everyone and all of that good stuff. And I appreciate everyone that came in tonight to give me your time and energy. So again, love y'all. And I will see y'all later. Be inspired. Peace.